This tutorial is going to be as brief as possible, and we're going to be talking about proxies. Proxies are creating a file that is exactly the same video file as a video clip, but a much smaller quality. So if your computer can't handle video playback, which, let's be honest, video can be very demanding on a computer. It's something I have to struggle with all the time, and I have a custom built rig just designed for editing, and I still have playback issues. So it's very common. So when you're creating proxies, it is a little bit of a walkthrough. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do this for the best results. So let's jump in. Oop. There we go. Okay. So when you are inside Premiere, first and foremost, inside your program window, you're going to look at these little icons right here. And you're going to look for this icon called Toggle Proxies. If this is not on your bar, to the far right, you will see a plus sign. Hit the plus sign, and this is going to bring up a bunch of icons. These are called the button editors, okay? And you can drag these items to your bar here, whatever you want. And there's tons of cool tools here and a couple other things in here that are just amazing, that are really helpful for editing. But you're going to be looking for Toggle Proxies. Where is it in here? Let's get right here. Toggle Proxies. It's got two squares. One square is a little bit lower, and it looks like the recycle sign of arrows going back and forth. So all you got to do is grab that and bring that down to your bar right here inside the program window, okay? So if you toggle on proxies, make it blue, you're going to notice that your timeline, your sequence on your timeline, your clips here, let me raise this up a little bit, is going to have a little red icon on it. And the red icon means you do not have a proxy associated with that video clip. So what we're going to do, right click on this clip, we're going to reveal in project. And what that does is it tells me exactly where that clip is inside the project. So if you don't want to make proxies for every single clip on your timeline, if you don't want to create all the proxies for all these, you can just do one at a time. Or what you can do is highlight multiple clips in your project window. You can do them all at the same time. Typically, when I start a project, I will take all of my clips here, and I'll do this for all of them before I even start editing. So for today, to make it easier, we're just going to make a proxy for this clip right here. And let me lower the desktop audio so that it doesn't get annoying. So it's right here in my project window. I'm going to right click on the clip in the project window and go down to proxy. Inside proxy, I'm going to hit create proxies. A window will pop up, and you get to decide what the frame size is for this, but I'm going to suggest quarter, okay? The preset, I'm going to suggest ProRes QuickTime Proxy. Stay away from H.264 if possible. If this is your only option, choose the QuickTime Proxy under H.264. But ProRes is highly designed for editing. So it'll have a much quicker playback. It'll be a tiny bit larger, but it's larger in size, but it's going to have a little bit easier time inside Premiere. So click ProRes QuickTime Proxy. The watermark, I do suggest, you can have it on or off. If you don't like the watermark, I understand, but I do suggest having the watermark. So it's going to have a little icon at the bottom on your image. It'll instantly tell you if you're working with a proxy or not. So I suggest have it on. And then for location, I highly suggest having next to original media in proxy folder. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like in a second. Hit OK. This is going to start the proxy creating process, but it's going to open up a secondary software called Media Encoder. Now, if you haven't played with this yet, this is going to be your best friend when it comes to exporting. Literally, it just exported. Holy cow, that was quick. Okay, so let's look at where this went on my computer. So I know for a fact that this project is inside my Edit 3 under this folder. Assets, this was day 1. This was a gimbal, and here it is. So inside the folder of the video where all my assets are for this project right here, it created a proxy folder. Now inside the proxy folder, it created a much smaller version. For instance, this video clip is, I think, about 4 or 5 gig, and it created this one right here at 35.7 megabyte. So much smaller. So we exit out of that. Now, if you notice, back inside Premiere, that red icon is gone, and now we have a blue icon showing the proxy. So you can turn off and on proxies. When you turn them off, the icon goes away, the blue goes away. But if it's on, it'll either show blue or red. And let's see the actual shot of this. So right here, this is the full frame. This is at 100%. This is that shot. Now it's really faint because I haven't color corrected yet, but I'm going to zoom in really quick to show you what that watermark looks like. That watermark looks just like this. Now, if you export with the proxies, this will be on your video and the quality will be low. So when you go to export, just make sure this is off and this is set to full. You don't need to do this, but it is a helpful way of handling it. So once the proxies are off, that will be off. But when you are editing, keep those proxies on. So the quality will be far less, but it'll play back much, much easier.